Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In today's video, we are going to be looking at what I think could potentially be the best formations in FIFA 23. I'm going to give you my top 5 formations, explain why they're my top 5 formations, what makes them so good, and for each one, I'm going to do you a custom tactic for it as well, so you can have a quick look at how I would build it. This is my team right now. I've not really played my account that much during team this season, to be honest. I mostly played other people's accounts, so there you go. But my team, pretty good. I'm not sure how much more of the game this year I'm going to be grinding. I'll keep up to date on content. Obviously, there's probably not going to be any more gameplay patches for the most part, but I'll keep up to date and give you guys more videos on the players and content that EA keep releasing. And hopefully we start to get some good news about the new EA Sports Football Club game coming out next year. Okay, let's get into it. So tactics, we'll just set it up here. So the 5 formations we're going to talk about. My number one is the 4-3-2-1. I think without doubt this is the formation of FIFA 23. I don't think really you can argue with that too much. Number 2, the 5-4-1. Pretty toxic, dirty formation, but it's insane. It's more of a new gen formation. I'll explain why when we get to that. Number 3, the 3-4-2-1. Very much more so an attacking version of some of the 5 backs. Very good at overwhelming your opponent, but maybe not quite as good defensively. Number 4, the 4-2-2-2. 4-2-2-2 was what I used probably for the first few months of the game for the most part. I think the 4-2-2-2 is one of these formations that is very good early on in terms of it's just balanced, it's very solid, gives you those 2 strikers, 2 CDMs. I don't think there'll really be a FIFA where this formation's bad, doesn't have many major weaknesses, but maybe this FIFA doesn't have any particular major strengths, which in turn has made it go down the pecking order a bit, but it's a very good formation nonetheless. And number 5, I'm going to say the 4-4-2. I could probably name a top 10 and give you lots of contenders, but those are my top 5. So the 4-4-2, the way I would have this formation set up, it's a very balanced, well-spread formation. It's got 2 strikers, 2 flat banks of 4. The main issue with this formation is the gap between the midfield and the forwards. In terms of the setup, I would probably go on 40, maybe 50 depth, 40 width though. You could spread it out a little bit more than some of the others. I just think it works well in this formation. Most of the offense is going to be very simple. Are you sick of getting out-teamed on FIFA? Want more coins to build that God squad you've always been dreaming of? Check out utnice.com, the best place to buy coins for FIFA 23. They're simple, easy to use. Use code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Check out utnice.com today. We go on balanced direct passing. This formation gets a lot of good width, so we're going to use that in there. Players in box 6, it's pretty much always my default tactic. If you was using a team like mine, this is how I would set it up. I'd probably have 5-star weak foots up front, left footer on the left, right foot on the right. I would put my better attacking midfielder as the one on his strong foot. That's Modric in this situation. Then in terms of instructions, stay central, stay forward, what I'd be doing on the forwards. Always in this formation, come back on defense, stay wide, getting behind, I think, on the wingers. Come back on defense just means you have 2 ranks of 4 when you're defending. Stay wide gives you the width. Getting behind means they stretch teams and give you those through balls down the line. I would be going cover centre on both centre mids, and on your more defensive one, maybe put stay back. You could experiment, but I think the more attacking one on balanced helps link that gap up a lot. And then stay back while attacking on your fullbacks. Now, for number 4, the strengths of this formation, like we said, very well balanced. 2 strikers. I don't think the gaps between the formation are as bad as in the 4-4-2. I don't think you get as good natural width though. I don't think it's defensively quite as sound. So it's pretty close to 4-4-2, but I do think the way it attacks and the patterns are just better in this one. In terms of the width, I would probably keep it the same. I'd lower the depth a bit. I don't think it's quite as good at pressing. I'd probably lower the width in the attack to 55 or 60. Don't think you want to go out as wide in this formation. Honestly, maybe even 50. You want the lamb and ram to be fairly central. In this formation, I would have it set up with like that. Pretty simple, really. In terms of instructions, stay central, stay forward again on the strikers. Come back on defense on the cams. Stay back, cut passing lane on the more defensive-minded CDM. Because it's a CDM rather than centre mid, you can do cut passing lanes. Cut passing lanes, cover centre on this CDM. But I'm going to have him on balance attack so he can still get forward and join the attack. Stay back on the fullbacks. If you want to be a lot better going forward, you can put balance, but it's going to leave you quite vulnerable on the counter attack. For the number 3 formation, we're saying 3-4-2-1. I'd have my best attacker in the middle. Put Diaby at left because he's left-footed. Rooney as the right. Frimpong doesn't really suit this formation as the right mid, but he's very good going forward, so I'll put him there. Then, like I say, midfielders set up how we were before. This formation, I'd be going 50 width, probably quite high depth because it's a good depth formation. Good pressing formation, so high depth's good. Good width in the attack. And then in terms of instruction, stay central, stay forward on all of my 3 strikers. Stay central will mean these guys can get space out wide. Stay wide, come back on defense, get in behind like the 4-4-2. You need them to come back on defense. If you don't get counter-attacked quick, this formation is going to be pretty strong defensively. It's going to play like a 5-back. The main weakness with this formation, though, which stops it from being number 1 or 2, is it can get countered very quickly and leave you overwhelmed. Stay back, cover centre on this centre mid. Number 2 formation is the 5-4-1. On old gen, this might not even be a top 5 formation. On new gen, it might be the best formation. So for this, we're probably going to set it up like this with Saka at left wing back. Frimpong's obviously going to be right wing back. Same attack setup in general. You need pace out wide in this formation on new gen, just so you can not get countered too much. I would go quite low width to make yourself very compact. Maybe even like 30. Very hard to break down. Build up play, probably 65 width, direct passing as per. Stay central, stay forward. I don't think you need comeback on defense in this formation. You've already got wing backs covering. I leave the centre mids on cover centre, but both stay on balance because you need more options going forward. Actually, no, I forgot. You go cut inside getting behind on this. It's me being stupid. Because the wing backs attack, they give you the width with the overlap, and then you go cut inside on the wingers. So it is pretty good going forward. Can get countered a bit again, but it's very good going forward if you're patient. Then for my number 1 formation, probably a bit more complicated than some of the formations set up on this game, but it's not too hard when you understand it. In terms of the strength, 3 in midfield, you can pass the ball around. You've got lots of defensive options in front of you back 4. This formation sets up in a way where it defends like a 4-4-2, but attacks with 3 strikers, very hard to play against. You'd set the formation up like that, in my opinion. In terms of tactics, 40 width, 40 depth works quite well. In this one, I think, I don't think you want too high on the width here. You're getting the width from your fullbacks. Now, the middle striker is always going to be stay central, stay forward. And then for the other 2, it depends what you want to do. I put my 2 best attackers as the strikers. So I'm going to leave Diaby on stay central, stay forward. But Rooney is going to be on comeback on defense. In turn, that means the opposite centre mid to him is going to be on cover wing. Rooney's going to be comeback on defense and cover right mid. Saka will cover the wing. And then these 2 are going to cover centre. Middle CDM or centre mid is always going to be on stay back. Whichever side I've got a player coming back on, I get that fullback to overlap and I get the other fullback to stay back to make sure I don't get countered too much. Sets up like a 4-4-2, gives you lots of great overlapping options, 3 attackers for through balls. It's a very hard formation to stop, very OP. I've done quite a lot of gameplay videos as well where I actually show this in game. Appreciate you guys watching the video, watching my content. Hopefully enjoying the videos apart lately. Appreciate you guys as always. Keep it spicy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.